Alright, here we go. How to deal with the golfer who cheats. Written by Ian Hardy. Many a golfer prefers a golf cart to a caddy because the cart cannot count, criticize, or laugh. Anonymous. Okay, so what should I do when a golfer I'm playing with tells me their score for a hole that is lower than I think they actually had? It was a good question, as a lot of golfers are really not sure how to deal with this sort of problem, which is understandable as it is a tough thing to deal with. Luckily, doesn't seem to happen too often, as in general, golfers are a fairly upstanding bunch of humans. Yeah, but it does happen that the odd golfer out there wants to put a score down that is lower than they actually had, which for a lot of golfers can actually be hard to detect, as we are usually busy trying to focus on our own game and not spending the entire game watching each of the other golfers play, counting each of their shots. If we were doing that, we might as well just stay home and watch golf on television. In my 30 years of playing golf, I'm glad to say I haven't come across too many golfers who try and cheat with their score. However, in each of the times that I have, I've drawn upon an experience I had as a young golfer playing with 3 adults, one of whom was a new golfer who, it turned out, partway through the round wasn't reporting all his shots played on each hole to the very experienced golfer marking his scorecard. It all came to a head on the 8th tee. Hey, what did you have on that last hole? A 6. Really? I saw you had at least 3 shots in the trees after you found your drive. You then got your 5th shot onto the green and 3-putted. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, that's an 8. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about those ones in the trees. Okay, now imagine an uncomfortable silence here. Were you watching me hit every shot? Yeah, I have been since the 4th hole when you said you had a 5, but I was pretty sure you had more. At that point, the cheating golfer went very silent. Knowing he had been caught, he then played the next couple of holes, only to rapidly depart the course. Shortly afterward, once he had left, the experienced golfer looked at me and said, "There's no room in golf for cheats. If you come across one, watch them, count their shots, and then call them on it as soon as possible." I've done it a couple of times over the years, and it's exactly what you need to do. If you come across a golfer that is telling you they had a lower score than you think they had, firstly though, watch them for the next few holes, as maybe they just plain forget. It happens occasionally. The cheating golfer though will likely do it more than once a game. So if they do it again, ask them on the next tee what they had. And go through each shot they had on the hole if you have to, as eventually the cheating will come out. I'm aware that it's gonna take a lot of courage for some of you to do that, as the cheating golfer may well be more experienced, older than you, or possibly even another nationality. But at the end of the day, one of the fundamental principles of golf, as I covered in the post, "What was your score?" is that each time you play golf, you count all your shots, and if it's a bad day, it's just a bad day. There's no need to cheat, as golf is just a game after all. So draw on my past experiences if it happens to you on the golf course, and call them on it every time you see a golfer who cheats, which hopefully isn't very often. Alright guys, so I want to add a little bit to this. I typically don't do this, but considering I do have a lot of experience in competitive golf, or I don't think this article is talking about competitive rounds, because nobody leaves, after a couple of holes. Whoever wrote this, I think, was just talking about casually playing. If you're casually playing with someone and they're cheating, it isn't your business to be telling them what to do, because they're just casually playing. I mean, you're gonna end up creating some animosity within the group if you're playing with a stranger who just happened to join you and you're not playing for anything. This happens a lot in golf. I see guys, and even I do it, where sometimes I'm just working on stuff. I'm not counting my score. I'm just kind of bopping the ball around because I'm working on stuff. Now, let me draw from some experience in competitive rounds. First of all, if you know somebody has cheated, let them finish the hole. Okay, like say they kicked the ball or the old foot wedge. Don't call them on it immediately. Wait until the hole is done, and then you call them on it after the fact. Because if you do it during the hole, if you catch them cheating or possibly trying to cheat, and then they correct the problem, they're not going to get penalized for it. So make sure that they finish the hole. Now, there are so many variables in golf. So many. But when it is somebody who is cheating within a competitive round, guys, it has to be called on. Don't try to be the nice guy and say, well, we'll just let him get away with it. For example, a couple of years ago, I saw somebody teeing up in front of the tee box, in front of the tee markers. And in this case, because it happens to be just an accident, they weren't paying attention, I mentioned it to them and I said, hey, brother, you're teeing up in front of the tee markers. Go ahead and move it back. I'm not trying to beat somebody with the rules. I'm trying to beat you with my skill. When it is competitive round, I will mention again, you've got to call them on it. Not only because they're trying to, cheat themselves, cheat you, but they're also trying to cheat the entire field. So you've got to call somebody on it whenever they're cheating. It is extremely important that you do this, and it's important that somebody mentions it to other people because you got to out these people. Someone who cheats in golf does it all the time. It's not a one-time thing. This is something, that keeps happening in every single round. They're trying to get a competitive advantage over you. So anyway, that's it. My amigos. Oh, yeah.